All right, let's take a look at the song entitled New Every Morning. Okay, we're playing this song in the key of D, but I do want to point out it's originally played in the key of E. So some of the chords that I'll be showing you today don't sound exactly the way they sound on the recording, on the original track, and that's because the song was written for guitar to be played in the key of E. So the voicings are going to be a little different since we've had to transpose it down. Okay, so first thing to go over is the intro. And just so you know, there's two main electric guitar, different electric guitars going on in this song. So each electric guitar kind of has its own part on the verses and the choruses and the bridge. So I just wanted to point that out. I'll be calling one guitar 1 and the other guitar 2. So just kind of pay attention and commit to learning the parts for either guitar 1 or guitar 2. And if you want, you can learn both. That's okay too. So let's start out in the intro. The intro, they're playing this progression. They start on a G, and it's all power chords. So they're going to be playing the 1, the 5, and the octave of G. And that's the 3rd fret of the E string. That's our root note. Okay, and so the progression goes from G to A, which would be the 5th fret, from A to B, which would be the 7th fret, and then on the 9th fret, they do this little hammer-on from the 9th fret to the 10th fret. Okay, and you're going to hear that quite a bit throughout the song. Okay, so this is the riff for the intro. Okay, and so basically what's happening is they're doing 8th notes that are palm muted on each of these chords. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, right? So they're 8th notes. And then they're accenting with open chords in a rhythm that is following what the vocalists are singing during the introduction. So if you listen to the vocals, they're kind of doing this 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 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 oh. So we're gonna actually mimic that with our accents in our guitar riff. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 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 Okay, so if you learn that vocal part and just kind of learn the rhythm against a click, that'll give you the rhythm for that first riff. I'll play it one last time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and they play that several times at the beginning. Okay, so that's the intro riff. The only time you're ever going to play that is going to be at the beginning of the song. Now, there's a part that I call the interlude, and that comes right after the intro. The singers are doing the same thing, but once the drummer and the bass come in really heavy, what we're doing is the same progression, but now our changes are they're happening a little bit different. There's a little bit of added stuff into that. So what happens is we're playing the chords open now. Okay, and then going from G to A, we're going to hit a single note F sharp in between. So that kind of sounds like this. Okay, so it's just real quick. And it's really staccato too. It's not... Okay, so really clean, really short. And so A is where we're landing, and that's gonna be sustained. Okay, and then from A we hit this octave melody. So it's going from B 7th fret to C sharp 9th fret. Okay, then we land on an A. So we're kind of doing that same 8th note. And we're trying to go from A to land on a B here on the 2nd fret, but we're going to use the single note F sharp to be our transition again. Okay? And then instead of doing that slide, we're going to do a slide right here, 4th fret to 5th fret on the A string, and we're playing octaves still. Okay? So the second part, starting from A, sounds like this. Okay? And these, both here and here, it just stops short like that. So just pay attention to the length of your notes, which notes that you hold out long, and then which ones you stop short on. Okay, that just kind of helps the feel of the song. So just so you know, both electric guitars are playing the exact same thing for the introduction and for this interlude here. So I'll play the whole interlude 2 times back to back just so you can see what it's like all put together. So you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and so this little part that we end with here, that actually takes us into the verse. Okay, so up until this point, both guitar 1 and guitar 2 are going to be playing the same thing. Okay, so now we get into the verse, and guitar 1 is going to play this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and all guitar 1 is doing is we're playing this melody. So the first part is that slide from fret 4 to fret 5, and it's octaves. And when you do that 3 times, and then on the 4th time, we're going to do this little walk up. So it's 4th fret to 5th fret, C sharp to D. Then we go from the 5th fret to the 7th, which would be an E. Then from the 7th to the 9th, which would be an F sharp. And then they're just doing muted notes in between just to keep time. And it kind of helps the feel because the song drives a lot. So without that, you don't have the same driving feel. Okay, so here's what the verse would sound like, the verse riff for guitar 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and all of the notes are short except for that F sharp there. Okay. All right, so that's guitar 1 for the verse. Now, guitar 2 is doing something a little bit different. They're following more of the progression of the song. So they're actually playing 8th notes on a D. And then they do this little riff here. Okay, and that's all they really do for the verse. And really, what guitar 2 is doing is they're following the bass player. That's what the bass player is playing. So they're kind of helping lay a foundation for there to be some sort of chord structure behind the melody that the singers are singing. Otherwise, that doesn't really give us anything good to kind of put a vocal melody on top of. All right, so guitar 2, again, here's what their riff looks like. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's just D for, I think, 2 measures. 1, 2. And then they go, it's a A to B on your E string, so it's 5th fret to 7th fret. Then to a G. And that would be 3rd fret of the E string. Okay, and then I will say for the verse, if you're playing the part of guitar 2, make sure that you pay attention to the drummer. There's this little fill that he does just about every time you go to hit this G. So that's a really good indicator what the timing should be going from this. The drummer usually catches that G with you. Okay? So that's the verse for both guitar 1 and guitar 2. And then the pre-chorus is really easy. If you look on the chord chart, it's just a G to an A. And that's about as difficult as it is. I like to play the open G and A just to make it sound more big and more full, because the song is pretty driving other than that one little part in the pre-chorus. So I like to do it that way to break it up, but if you want to do it this way, you can do that too. All right, so pre-chorus is just 2 chords, G and A. And both guitar players do the same thing there. Okay, so now we go to the chorus. Now the chorus, they have actual chords written on the chord chart, and that's more for the piano player. They have D, E minor, B minor, G. And we're following that progression, but we're going to play more of power chords because the song's more of a rock song, and power chords really support that heavy rock sound. So our chords are going to be D, and I like to play my D power chord, this way because it just sounds more full and a little bit more aggressive. So the way I do it is instead of just playing D, A, and D, here I add my index finger on the E string at the 5th fret. Okay, like I said, it just gives it more of an aggressive, heavier sound. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much what the chorus sounds like. Is just those changes. The E minor and the G in that progression are really more like passing chords. The bulk of the progression lays on the D and the B minor. So. All right, so that's pretty much it. Other than halfway through, they do this little thing where the vocalists sing, whoa, whoa. The guitar player is going to go from a B to a G, and both guitars do this. Okay? You know, it kind of breaks up those heavy sustained chords. So just pay attention to that. And then coming out of the chorus, they do this rhythm. So it's okay, and that's just on an A. And that G would be going back into the interlude. Okay, so that's the part of guitar 1 during the chorus. Now, guitar 2 is going to play this 2-note chord, and so the notes are on the G string and the B string. On the G string, it's going to be 7th fret, so that makes it a D, and then on the B string, it's going to be the 10th fret, which makes it an A. Okay, and basically what they're doing is they're going from this A on the B string down to a G while maintaining their index finger on the 7th fret of the G string. So, sounds like this. Okay, and then during the whoa-oh, whoa-oh, where the other guitar would be going, what you're going to do is you're going to take your ring finger of your left hand and you're going to hammer on to the 9th fret of the G string. So now it's the lower string that is actually creating a melody while we maintain our pinky on this B string. So this is what the chorus sounds like for guitar 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So now we have both parts, guitar 1 and guitar 2, going through the intro, the interlude, the verse, and the chorus. Now the bridge is pretty easy. There's more to the bridge than what I'm going to show you here. But I'm just going to show you the easy part because the rest of it, in my opinion, is really kind of open to interpretation. So we're going to call this guitar 1. Guitar 1 is just basically going to play the chords with 8-note palm muted power chords. So we're going from G to a D to an A to an E. And in the chord chart, the ending chord of each phrase changes from an E minor to an E major. But again, that's really more for the piano players since what we're doing is power chords. So here's the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we actually do the bridge, I think it's 3 times all the way through. The first 2 times we're going to do it palm muted. And then the last time, just do it straight open chords. Okay, and then that last bridge will take us back into the pre-chorus. So you'll be ending. Okay, then after the chorus after the bridge is going to be drums only. Okay, so like I said, that would be chorus one. I'm sorry, guitar one's part during the bridge. Guitar two, you're kind of open and free to interpret the bridge, maybe following what the piano's doing with some arpeggios on chords or swells or lead or whatever you kind of see fit. Guitar two is going to be free to do that. Okay, so the rest of the song is pretty much covered because after the bridge they go from the pre-chorus to the chorus, and it's played exactly like I have already shown you. And the only thing that we do want to go over is the ending. The ending sounds like the verse. It sounds like the guitar one part of the verse. Okay, except this time both guitars are going to do the same part, and we're not going to have these muted notes in between the riff. So it sounds like this: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so just clean without that. We're really relying on the drummer to keep time really well for us to be able to know when we're going to play that, so that we know the timing of that riff. Okay, so that's all of the guitar parts for New Every Morning. Have fun with this song. This song is really guitar driven, so it's a lot of fun to play if you get to play electric guitar. Until next time, just keep practicing. Thank you. Bye.